What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Another week done. I would have loved to say that we kept my live streaming pumps going, but sadly, it's not that day to day. Bit of a correction. Still, honestly, market's not looking too bad. It's a slight correction. People taking profits. A lot of old wallets actually taking profits, mainly on Bitcoin, that is. But honestly, I mean, after the rise we've had, but this was bound to happen. So, yeah, not really worried about that. I will talk about my strategy during this time. The fact that I bought a little Ethereum really because I had some limit orders set. So today I bought quite a bit of Ethereum again, but in all honesty, I think that's a good thing. I mean, Ethereum and Bitcoin were bound for a little correction. I still think we're not done yet. I still think we're going to see more price hikes coming. And if you missed buying before the last all-time high, I think this is could be a very good time to buy. But yeah, let's just grab some charts and I will start doing my thing. And if you have any questions or you want to talk about something, feel free to ask. I have the comment sections open. And yeah, let's just dive right in. So first off, market cap, total market cap. We are down a little bit, but we're still fairly close to the $3.8 trillion, which seems to be like the let's call it the physical resistance on the total crypto market cap, I think is. And as long as we're close to this, I don't think we're going to go down a lot, considering the massive influx of money. And it's sad that most of these bigger amounts are being bought off market. So I think in theory, this number could be much, much higher. But yeah, we don't see those trades reflected in the open markets yet. I do think in the future that will be different as Bitcoin becomes more rarer and rarer. But still, close to that 3.8, a little below it, was bound to happen, not worried at all. And once again, the fear and greed index is leading to this, because even last week and basically 2 weeks ago, it was way up. It was touching that extreme greed. And I've said it before, you can trade based on this indicator alone. If we're in extreme greed, you need to be taking profits, because we're gonna go back down to that neutral territory at least. I don't think for the next few days we'll probably see a little bit more of a shakeout movement. So maybe we'll touch the fear area before we'll see some more buying pressure on the charts. I will get into the charts in a little bit. Altcoin season, surprisingly, still holding. I mean, yeah, it's corrected a little bit down, but surprisingly, I don't think it's that bad, actually, considering the massive amount of interest there is in Bitcoin itself. So all in all, I don't think that's too bad. And if we look at the Bitcoin liquidation chart, like even shorts and longs, I think are fairly even right now. I would have expected a lot more shorting going on. And grab the Bitcoin chart. Like, we're still holding that level from last week. It might now actually be breaking it. Let's grab the 4 hour. So even though there's a lot of selling pressure, there is still people buying it. There is still quite a lot of buying the dip going on. And right now we might be breaking that level. If it does, like a full correction back down to 110K, I don't see that happening. Not with the amount of buying pressure going on. Just basic naked price action, I think, dictates that I don't think we'll see that happen. Maybe, but even if it does, like, I've bought more Bitcoin around 115K at this exact price point. So basically I'm at a break even on that. If it does correct further down, like 110, I think is a great price to buy more Bitcoin. And together, paired with that, if we look at the Ethereum chart, like Ethereum at 3,500, I think is a great price. I had a limit order at 36, which got triggered. Possibly I'll put it in a larger order at 35, or maybe, I don't know, maybe at 3,000. Like, these are all based on previous highs. Maybe like 3,300 could be a good price to layer in a little bit. And if we do hit that 3K, I'll put in a much bigger order. Because yeah, if you've watched any of the last few streams over the last few weeks, I think Ethereum is going to be the infrastructure for the massive crypto adoption that a lot of companies are now, companies, funds, ETFs, etc. A lot of development going on the Ethereum blockchain. So I don't think Ethereum is done by a long shot. Ethereum doubling, maybe tripling in price over the next few years, I think is very, very, very doable. So any price I pay now, honestly, with the deviation of a few $100s on the crypto price, I don't think, or on the Ethereum price, I should say, I don't think matters that much in the long run. Basically, the cheaper we get it, the better. So right now, any price we pay is a good price in my book. I will grab a little. Let's see. I grabbed a few news articles, like Bitcoin to lose 80% of its value in the next 30 months. I mean, we see these articles pop up anytime crypto reaches an all-time high, or any crypto reaches an all-time high, it starts to correct a little bit down. We see these panic news articles because they draw viewers. Honestly, I click on them, so they work. But they're basing this on Bitcoin dropping 80% in the past when it went back down to 15K. People were saying Bitcoin is done, it's never gonna recover, blah blah blah. Basically, any panic news as it did in the past. What I think is different from now as opposed to back then, that now we're seeing massive corporate adoption, and companies like BlackRock and ETFs, investment funds, even Trump securities, I don't think they're going to allow it to drop that far, because they would be buying it themselves. And if not them, I would. Like, if Bitcoin goes back to 15K with the potential of it going back to 120K, I mean, who would not buy that? I honestly don't think anyone would skip on buying that. And with the adoption globally becoming more and more of a bigger movement, I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin reach that price again. I wish it would, because I would sell my pants to buy more Bitcoin at that point. But sadly, I think those days are gone. I think that's similar for Ethereum. I don't think Ethereum is going back to $1,000 a piece either. I would love to see it. I don't think it's going to happen. I do think that these small little dips that we have are going to be crucial for averaging out your entry price on crypto. Even if you're new to crypto, you're just starting out, these red days, that's when you want to be buying. That's when you need to be start stacking your spot portfolio, as opposed to just trading. Of course, obviously you can long and short these dips and price movements. That's what you need in order to be able to trade effectively, at least. But honestly, I think we all, even day traders, swing traders, want to be holding spot bags of crypto as well. And a lot of traders trade to increase their spot bags. So they're not trading for the USDT or the dollar value. They're trading against Bitcoin, trying to stack more Bitcoin into their portfolios. So even then, you need to be taking advantage of these red days, these red markets, to stack more Bitcoin. And honestly, I cannot think of a single trader who would not buy more Bitcoin at 15K. A little fun news article I saw, though. I personally trade on eToro. I'm a popular investor on eToro as well. I have a stock portfolio, which I aim for the long-term growth and cash dividends on it. I will show my performance over the last 3 years, or 2.5 years, I should say, in a little bit. But launch tokenized stocks on Ethereum blockchain. Now, why would you want to buy stocks on the Ethereum blockchain? Considering they're reasonably more expensive, the massive benefit you have over other trading other assets, you can trade stocks on crypto, but crypto is 24/7 and stocks usually aren't. So yeah, you have pre-market, aftermarket, and etc. But if you're able to buy tokenized stocks and you're able to trade pre-market through buying it on crypto, I think that's a massive advantage over regular stockbrokers or regular stock traders. So I think that's could be something very interesting. Obviously, eToro is not the only one doing this. Coinbase is doing it, and probably more brokers will start to follow suit. I read an article where basically banks, etc., the SEC was saying that they have a lot of brokers lined up to do this. But I think this is a new development like NFTs in the past. This is something we cannot ignore. I think this is something that could spark not really a meme rally, but maybe like penny stocks. If penny stocks start to go trade on crypto as well, I think that could be part of a next big bullish run on something. I don't know what yet. I don't think anyone knows exactly yet, but I think opening up, cross-pollinating these markets with each other will present a lot of good opportunities in the future. And obviously, Ethereum 10 years old, I figured it'd be fun to grab this. So over the next 10 years, a lot of crypto, I expect every crypto to be up from now. Every crypto which is in the top 10, top 50 right now, I expect to be there in the next 10 years, give or take a few coins, of course, but generally I think they will be there in the next 10 years, and the prices now will pale compared to the prices then. So 15K for one Ethereum, I think is very doable. I think it can genuinely happen, especially as we see more massive adoption to, like, why is it so annoying that ad goes exactly in front of the price? But Ethereum to 15K, I think it can happen. I don't see a reason why not. We saw a 50% price hike on Ethereum just based on the fact that Bitcoin is being adopted, and they're also looking at Ethereum. Like the Ethereum run itself has not happened yet in my eyes. So I don't see why not. I really don't see why not, because it seems very far off, and it's exactly the same what people said about Bitcoin reaching 100K when it was 15K. People said no way it's going to happen, and honestly, I was part of it at the time. I said it could happen in the next so few years, but it happened in 2 years. So I thought it would happen in 10 years. It happened in 2 years. So I don't see why Ethereum could not do this similarly. And considering Ethereum's market cap is a lot smaller than Bitcoin's market cap, it could do it faster and easier. So honestly, I don't see a reason why it could not do. Why wouldn't do this? I'm very bullish on Ethereum, if you haven't noticed yet. But yeah, I think Ethereum has a very bright future ahead. So I figured I'd grab this article, price forecast for the next 10 years. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits it in 5, with the amount of shifting we see through global payment systems, and basically every big company, big stockbroker, big hedge fund, everything is trying to grab a piece of the crypto pie. And as more and more money starts flowing into crypto, it's naturally that these prices start ballooning, basically. And that's the article I was talking about. Ethereum breaks single month record up 65% in the last 30 days. And that's the second biggest crypto market cap in the world. And that went up 56% in 30 days. I mean, if it keeps that trajectory, it could smash that 15K price. So honestly, not worried. Price is down a little bit. Also not worried on that. I'm looking at buying. I'm not buying yet. Also, I have a Twitter page. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's in the description. I try to share as much crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum news as possible. And if it's loading, but whatever. Yeah, you can follow me on there if you'd like. And I try to share as much crypto related news as possible. Because I think Twitter is ahead of the curve usually. So a lot of stuff that happens is instantly shared on Twitter. So I think Twitter is crucial for crypto investors. So if you want, you can check that out. Other than that, throughout these days, like if we start seeing more downwards movement and we start holding our bags or start slowly accumulating some more spot, and maybe you don't want to be trading because there's not enough movement, we start going sideways, etc. I always try to look for alternative strategies to make money. I always try to utilize what I have in markets. So I have Ethereum on different portfolios, all trying to stake it. I have Cardano, like ADA, XRP, AVAX, all different kinds of crypto. I try to stake it. Obviously, I think everyone that's in here knows about staking. I've talked about dual investment a lot, trying to grab these ROIs. Even if they're only for 14 hours, you still can make quite considerable. Like I have some USDT, let's say I don't have USDT. I'm probably not logged in. Weird. Anyways, I try to make a little bit of money. So on some spare cash, I made roughly 10% over 2 weeks because I had roughly $2,000 USDT free in spare cash, and I used it to grab 210 USDT. If you're interested in this, I have a video about this on my channel as well. You can check that out if you'd like. I have links to basically BitUnix and everything compared to that as well. But yeah, what I also wanted to talk about a little bit, I'm on eToro. I'm a popular investor on that. Even though I'm a cadet, I am part of the Gold Club. But so this is my track record on eToro. And this is my basically my retirement stock portfolio, which I'm slowly funneling in some cash aimed at growth and cash dividends. So the aim, of course, everyone wants passive income. I'm trying to slowly build up a passive income over time where eventually I can just pay all my monthly bills purely off of the cash dividend that's coming out. Now, I'll explain these first 3 years. I started out basically in crypto and stocks at the same time in this year. And I think I had $200 or $300 on this and did absolutely nothing with it. I followed the trader throughout this period, withdrew all my funds at the end of 2021 and put it all into crypto. Even though it wasn't that much, I think it was around $500-600 at the time. This year I had $10 on this exchange and didn't use it. So the small little fees I had on it drained that, turned that year red. So I cannot delete this. So that's why I have 1 year of losses on it, even though that was a very good stock year. I kind of regret taking out money from it. That's why I don't sell everything anymore, because I could have had a terrific year on stocks alone. Throughout this year, I started building up a new portfolio. So this year, 2023, I think I started in January, did 14%. The year after, did 16.5%. And this year, it was 8%, but Donald Trump is kicking my ass a little bit with the stock markets. But still, we're halfway through the year. I'm pretty much on track. What this doesn't reflect, though, is the fact that I am trading against cash dividends. And this is a percentage of cash dividends I get added onto it. And sadly, it's not tracked in the eToro ROI, yearly ROI. So sadly, that doesn't reflect it because otherwise my score would be a lot higher. But this is something I do as well. It's a public account. So if you don't trust me, you can verify this yourself. You can find me on eToro. I have a link to eToro if you also want to diversify into stocks. I think any portfolio, I mean, crypto is awesome. Obviously, I'm big in crypto, but I also believe in having a stable portfolio or at least a more stable portfolio in stocks. I think stocks have been around for years. I think it's always good to own stocks as well as crypto, just to even it out a little bit, especially if we have like another crypto bear market where 2 or 3 years nothing happens, your stock portfolio is still growing. So I think that is an excellent way. Like I said, everyone wants passive income. I think dividends, cash dividends specifically, but even stock dividends, I think dividends over time are just I think it's Warren Buffett that said it, the seventh world wonder. But I think it's good to actually create some tangible passive income with just money, just letting money work for you. So I figured I'd talk about it in this stream. I think it's a good way to diversify any portfolio. And obviously, it's not just on eToro. I like eToro because it's the second biggest broker in the world. I can hold both dollars and euros on it. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to own. And especially for us Europeans, dollars right now are very, very cheap. I think the dollar in itself right now isn't very attractive, but possibly in the future, like most likely I'm going to survive the Trump administration. And in 10, 20 years, maybe we get back to a place where the euro might be weaker. I hopefully will gain a lot by buying some cheap dollars right now. So trying to get some added percentages on the dollars itself. Or the other way around. Like if you think the euro is going to become even more stronger, you could add a euro portfolio. Personally, I wouldn't do that right now because I think the dollar devaluated like 17% over the last few months against the euro. So if you are in a dollar country or you're trading in dollars, I would just stick it in dollars for right now and try to buy stocks and have them denominated against the dollar, because they would automatically increase in value over that as well. So yeah, by the way, this is bullsheet.me. This is a public app which allows you to track my portfolio, and this does calculate the dividends. It's owned by eToro. They bought them out. Most likely they will integrate this platform into eToro itself over time. But yeah, I think it's a very cool platform which basically, sorry about that, which basically displays everything I've been doing, everything I've been buying, what risk assets I'm buying, and the dividend yield per stock. So you're able to see what dividends I get and what I'm diversifying into. So I think it's a nice little added value. I have more stuff I want to talk about, but I'll save those for other live streams. And I'm currently working on even diversifying into other areas like separate real estate funds, or maybe even small companies. I think generating extra cash flow to be able to invest more into crypto or stocks or whatever you want to invest to, I think is going to be key, especially trying to own more Bitcoin, because how many Bitcoins you need to ditch the 9 to 5 globally by 2035. I think it's going to be different for every country, which is the same. This guy is saying, and much of the world will require less than one coin to retire on Bitcoin. And I think that's a very powerful statement. And I think it's true. Like, obviously, the more Bitcoin you hold, it's going to be better over time. But I honestly think, like, if you're able to get to one coin, obviously right now it's a lot, but the more you stack over time, I think it's very doable. And maybe if it's 0.1, I still think you stand a very good chance on retiring on Bitcoin, especially as we're looking at more and more adoption. Like even now, the Ethereum ETF or Ethereum ETFs are looking at being able to stake it on a stock exchange. So you're able to stake your ETF stock of Ethereum, which will enable you to save a lot of money. I think genuinely that's game changing, because that would disable the need to sell. Like I'm saying, cash dividends are great on stocks. You would have the same effect on Ethereum. And even on BitUnix, if you look at flexible staking terms, like 11.6%, but this is probably up to a certain amount, so this is a bit of a catch, but even on Ethereum flexible, 9.30% max. Or on BTC, 5%. By staking your Bitcoin, you get a return of 5%. Now imagine you holding one Bitcoin right now. Let's say it's 100K. Let's say the price corrects a little bit down. You get $5,000 yearly just by holding one Bitcoin. And it doesn't seem like much, but if you keep stacking those returns, like that compounding interest, it's so much more powerful than people think. Eventually, you'll get to a point where day trading will not. You won't beat those returns with day trading eventually, which is also why I've been promoting that dual investment so much. You can grab up to 0.5% a day on your spare cash, and if you keep stacking it, I mean, it'll net you so much money. It'll grow beyond what you can invest manually, and I think that is the key. That is the key which we all need. That's the thing that's going to break you free from that 9 to 5, is what I think. All right, so we have a few minutes for questions left. I want to thank you all for watching as well, by the way. I really enjoy doing these streams. And if you have any suggestions, if you think I'm talking out crap, or if you want me to talk about a coin, a project, I don't know, a stock, whatever, feel free to just chat in the comments, and yeah, we'll talk about it. I've pretty much discussed everything I wanted to talk about so far. I think it's going to be a relatively quiet week. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I try to share as much educative content without being a complete bore. So yeah, hopefully I achieve that. But people panicking right now. Ethereum on the short term, I think it's just a small profit-taking correction. I think it's going to go up again. I don't see reasons like at the start of the stream, like the weekend. I don't know. I think the weekend right now will probably see a little touch back to this level. And if we break, I should grab the Bitcoin chart. Like Bitcoin right now seems to be breaking this support level, this previous support level. If it does, and Bitcoin slides further down, then Ethereum will follow. I don't think Ethereum is too strong yet to be its own thing. Right now, you can see there's a lot of selling pressure. Let's grab that 4 hour. So there's not that much buying pressure, even on the 1 hour or 4 hour. On the 1 hour, there is some like volume on Ethereum in general is down, but mostly selling. So right now, I think it's going to touch that $3,500. Maybe break below that. I think it's very dependent on Bitcoin. I don't think the weekend's going to be very positive. I think the weekend's going to be a bit of a red weekend. Maybe we correct up to, like now we're down 5-ish%, probably around 12% is where it'll start being bought up, I suppose, where we start seeing the W form and we we start going back up. I do think in the short term, in the next coming weeks, we're definitely not done. I still say we're going to hit that 3,800 again, possibly that 4K. I called it in the stream 2 weeks ago. I think we're going to hit that 4K. End of August, maybe. But this weekend, I'm not expecting much. I mean, news in general wasn't very positive. Obviously, no rate cuts. And I think Donald Trump imposing new tariffs is also causing more fear in the markets. Or upping the tariffs for Canada is also causing fear in the markets. I don't know. Unless we get some pause on tariffs or something, some big positive news, I don't see a green weekend. Like Monday, Tuesday is probably a time for correction is what I'm thinking. stock markets open. Maybe there's some positive news around those days. That's what I'm thinking. Right. So is there any other question, or are we done? If not, like I said, I want to thank you for watching. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week. I'll be live Wednesday on the Discord doing the voice chat and screen sharing. And yeah, next Friday I stream again. And yeah, enjoy your meal and have a great weekend. Have a good one.